Okay, this is a demonstration of the RC time constant lab. You can see my IO lab device is here, and it's rigged up and to connect to a 10K resistor. I have connected D6, which is power, to this side of the resistor. The A7, which is showing what goes into the circuit, is connected here, and A8 is this green wire on this side of the resistor capacitor pair. The resistor capacitor pair consists of a 10K resistor and a 100 microfarad capacitor. I have the back end, the negative side of the 100 microfarad capacitor hooked to ground. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up to take data. We're going to actually take the data, and then I'm going to do a curve fit for it to see what exactly the functions are for charging and discharging. So to do that, I'm going to enable analog A7, which is a voltage device, and A8. And then I'm also going to go into the toolbar, select expert mode, and set up the output configuration so that the IO lab actually has power. It would help if I turn this on, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on my IO lab, and you can see that I now have voltage across my system, and I'm ready to actually do the experiment. So let's go ahead and click record, and then I'm going to switch on the power supply, hit 3.3 volts, and you can see it now charging up. And then I'm going to shut it off, which means you can see the discharge of the capacitor through the circuit, and that should take care of that. So now you see, here's my data. This is for when I charge, and this is for when I discharge. A7, which is here, is constant, and you would expect it to be such because that's the amount of voltage that's going into the circuit to begin with, and this should stay the same. It is the fact that across the resistor, there will ultimately the voltage will go down because the current will go down according to Ohm's law. So now let's take this data, and I'm going to go ahead and do a couple things to it. Number one, I'm going to export it to the cloud so that I have access to it with Excel. So here's my IO repository. I'll bring that in, and I'm going to go back to the main window. I'll click the cloud on here on the toolbar, and this will actually allow me to export the data. You can see that I have a bunch of other data, but let's title this RC time constant. Let's see. Lab for demo. All right, there's that. And now if I click on that, you can actually see the data is actually presented here, both graphically. Now, doing curve fitting in the IO Lab app is currently not available. You'll have to export it to something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export it into Excel. So I'll click the download CSV, and I'll title this RC time constant data for demo. And we'll go ahead and save that. And now I can bring up my Excel. So here's my Excel, and I'm going to go ahead and open this particular file. Go onto my Mac, and there we go. Browse over to where I need to be. And so here's my RC time constant for demo. So I'll just go ahead and launch that. And as you can see, let me bring that over.